His plan. He is syndicated radio talk show host, and Leslie Marshall, who's also a syndicated radio talk show host and a Fox News contributor. Clearly, I need my own syndicated radio talk show. But before that, Chris, let me ask you, there is a lot of hypocrisy, as usual, to go around in Washington. All of a sudden, Democrats saying they can't believe this. It's outrageous. What do you make of that?
If you had taken a survey on Capitol Hill yesterday at breakfast of Democrats, overwhelmingly they would have called for Comey to go. By the time that dinner came around, they had all done a 180, gone completely against it. Now they're rah-rah, and they're trying to walk this high-wire act that they're not for Comey, they're just against the way it's done. Look, the lack of sincerity in this town is epic. I've lived here for about 30 years now, and what Senator Schumer did yesterday was a PhD-level course in insincerity. The lack of integrity, the lack of truthfulness is epic. And then it reaches the news media, I'm sorry to say, where it doesn't get any better. Yeah. It gets worse. Okay. And the hypocrisy, we're going to have to come up with a new word. It's a supercharged level of hypocrisy.
One that was, really stunning was Podesta tweet shaming. Yeah. Former Director Comey, and then there was a lot more on top of that. Listen to some of the attacks that have gone by in the past few months, and Leslie, I'll ask you to react.
I'm not challenging Mr. Comey's motivation, but I do think it was unwarranted. It was a mistake.
He's got a big burden of proof, so to speak, on him for why he did what seems to be such an appalling act that goes against the tradition of prosecutors at every level of government.
I think he made a mistake on this, and he clearly has a double standard. In these jobs, if you're not in it for a while, you can't take the heat, and I think he just couldn't take the heat from the Republicans.
Leslie, it didn't sound like they liked him that much from those quotes, but now it sounds like Democrats do. What do you make of that?
I don't think Democrats like Comey. Democrats and Republicans across the board in Washington have felt for a while that he should not be leading the FBI. The problem here, Melissa, is not the action. It is the timing of the action and the alleged reason for the action. It almost sounded like the letter, a list of Democratic talking points, if you will. The president has, if we play back sound bites, praised Comey in the past, and you don't, Democrat or Republican, release the head of the FBI when you have an ongoing investigation. It's Nixonian.
But Leslie,
it's
Leslie, listen, what about the other day when he gets out there and in sworn testimony completely misrepresents, mistakes, whatever you want to call it, what happened with Huma Abedin and Anthony Weiner? That's against Democrats. It was the headline in every paper the next day. And then it comes out that that's not the case. I would think as a Democrat, you would want him gone immediately, if not sooner.
Look, I am not happy with him. I have not been happy with him, quite frankly, since he was not fair in announcing who was being investigated and for what during the election for both campaigns. But it is the timing of this that is a problem, Melissa. If I were president of the United States, and I wouldn't want the job or get the job, but if I were president of the United States, and this would be the third individual I'm letting go that has ties to an investigation into the campaign of me, Donald Trump, and Russia. That is problematic.
We got to go. I don't know that letting him hang around and make more mistakes makes sense, but we got to go. Thanks to both of you. Appreciate it. We have new reaction from